Hello, class. My name is Kamsi Ngene, and today I'll be talking to you about Sustainable Development Goal 7 in Nigeria. Development Goal 7 is ensuring access to affordable, reliable, and sustainable modern energy for all. So, these are some of the goals that the UN has outlined for 2030. Ensure universal access to affordable, reliable, and modern energy sources. And then they want to really fix the proportion of the population that has access to electricity. Increase substantially the share of renewable energy in the global energy mix. Target 7.3, double the global rate of improvement in energy efficiency. Enhance international cooperation to facilitate access to clean energy research and technology, renewable energy, energy efficiency, and advanced, cleaner fossil fuel technology, and promoting investment in energy infrastructure and clean energy technology. And 7B, expand infrastructure and upgrade technology for supplying modern and sustainable energy services in all developing countries, in particular, least developed countries, small island, and landlocked developing countries. So this is some of the progress that they've made on these targets. So we can see 7.1, global energy access is at 91%, but the number without access increased from 10 million in 2021 to 685 million in 2023. 83% of this is made up by sub-Saharan African countries, and Central Asia and Southern Asia actually reduced their numbers from 235 million to 33 million. Target 7.3, so global share of renewable sources in final energy consumption. So this is basically like end of their use. It was at 18.7%. And then heat and transportation sectors are still lacking, so they are in need of stronger policies. And then a meeting that was held, the COP28, agreed on renewable energy generation increasing by triple in the coming years. And target 7.3, primary energy intensity improves 0.8%. So to meet the 2030 targets, this actually needs to be at 4%. And then economic recovery in 2021 saw the largest improvement in 50 years. And this was mostly because of a lean towards intensive industries and also like important sectors being put back up after the lockdowns were lifted during COVID-19. And so that's really like the main source of the numbers not being so great is because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine as well. And then 7A and 7B, we can see for 7A, financial flow. So this is like funding all over the world increased to 15.4 billion. This is a 25% increase from 2021, but still not as large as the funding in 2016. But again, because of COVID-19 and Ukraine. And the statistic for worldwide renewable energy install has rose to 424 watts per person, and developed countries are averaging about 1,073 watts per person, and developing countries are averaging 293 watts per person. And this is an 8.5 increase from 2021. It shows a steady 5-year growth of 8.1%. So this is the data story for Nigeria. As we can see, pretty much all the other countries around the world are doing pretty well as far as energy standards. Like I said, 83% of it is made up from the sub-Saharan African countries. Nigeria is in about the, I want to say like 50 to 60 range. And I think on this chart, it actually was 59%. So on the chart on the right, we can see it compared to other countries. So Brazil, United States, China, India, Afghanistan. China, India and Afghanistan, mostly in Brazil, are countries that, as far as like most data, they usually aren't doing very well. But like I said, Nigeria is and sub-Saharan Africa are lacking behind other countries a lot when it comes to clean energy and energy for their whole population. I'm actually from Nigeria, and I can kind of attest to this because when I was growing up there, it's common that the power kind of just shuts off at a certain point. They have a name for it. It's called NEPA, taking the light. It's like the energy company out there, and you either have to have a generator. I know my uncle, he just built a house and he has like solar panels in his house just because the energy is not consistent at all. In a lot of rural areas, like in the village, I've been there too, and there's pretty much only lighting in the houses, if that. and most of it is like lanterns still, and then at night in the streets, there's no street lights, and it's just completely dark. It's super scary. But this is my mind map for sustainable energy. So I wanted to include smart grids, energy management systems or EMS, and then AI. And we can see pretty much all of these are kind of tying into the same thing. Basically, just increasing energy efficiency, looking at the grid and trying to integrate more renewable sources of energy into the grid that's already there. Um, Optimize grid management, so just looking at like your usage and making sure you're not wasting anything. And a big thing with AI is targeting demographics that need energy the most, so it can get kind of directed to their areas, and also like micro solar communities and stuff like that. And then real time data to monitor energy usage, and then also develop or determining which devices are kind of unneeded, and making sure that your energy bills are down, which will also encourage good behaviors. So let's see, and then these are my proposed solutions. I said there should be more funding, and I think that the UN should require more funding from wealthy companies, because I think there's just so much wealth around that a lot of these issues could be fixed pretty easily. And then I said copy my work but change a little. This is kind of a joke, but it seems like sub-Saharan Africa is really the only country that's really struggling with this. So I would say just looking around and seeing what other countries are doing and just trying to emulate the same thing. Easier said than done, but a lot of these other countries could be also third world countries as well. But clearly, they're doing something right in the energy department. Then I said bare bones and then build. So I was saying it is nice to have renewable energy sources, and I think this should be the end goal. But the fact that people are going without energy at all should not be really a thing. So whatever's easiest first, just kind of integrating that and making sure people just have energy in the first place, and then from there we can start integrating wind and solar and all those other things. And this is my works cited. Thank you. Have a good day.